ladies. I think we found the enemy, Ruckus shouted. The enemy in this case was the Abu Haraya, or ABH for short, which in English stood for Father of Freedom, a jihadist militant group based in and around the Jolo and Basilan Islands in the southwest Philippines, where the Moro, or Muslim, groups had formed into an insurgency for independence in the province. The group was designated a terrorist group by many countries, including the U.S. Another volley of rounds hit the wall outside, and off in the distance he could hear other battles raging.
Kid, get up on the roof and get those guys to stop shooting at us. Pronto. Roger.
Ash, Kid Chaos Wilder said, sprinting under fire to one of the buildings below Cowboy and disappearing inside. He didn't want to take his eyes off that roof with Kid on it, but he had a job to do. They had gotten a tip about a man who would have the intel they needed to rescue 2 American hostages and a Filipino doctoral student who had all been taken by the ABH at a small eatery in Manila outside the university. The Americans were Harvard recruiters, and the Filipino, a much sought-after candidate who had designed a new state-of-the-art microscope. To gain intel on the hostages, they were working with the Philippine Special Action Force with the SEALs on point. They were currently on the island of Basilan in Isabela City, where there were still pockets of ABH fighting. But their objective was Farouk Bakil, a zealot who had in recent months been responsible for numerous kidnappings of foreign nationals in the country. With Americans targeted, the SEALs would run him to ground and get the information they needed. With Kid laying down cover fire, Cowboy's team, Lieutenant Bowie, Ruckus, Cooper, or LT as he was known, Scarecrow, the comm operator, Blue, their corpsman, Hollywood, Wicked, Tank, and Echo, started their assault along with the SAF guys. The rain was coming down in a steady sheet, dirt, leaves, and debris eddying in the wind around them. Cowboy prepared to advance. Rubble from demolished buildings lay in heaps as they passed, keeping low.
RPG's neutralized, Kid said over the mic. Everything's quiet now, LT. Looks like they were reacting to the police in the area. I don't think they know we're here. Solid copy, LT said. Let's keep it quiet, ladies.
Cowboy, paired up with Tank and Echo, surveyed the windswept area.
Kid, get down here and get on point. Copy, LT.
After a few moments, his voice came over the comm.
On point. Plenty of tangos. Keep it stealthy. Let's hope we find this guy and get enough information to get those hostages out, LT said. If they're still alive,
Tank muttered.
Comm scrambled,
Scarecrow said. As Kid fed them information, they went through an abandoned and demolished house, and Cowboy saw the sentry at the same time Tank did.
Clear, Tank whispered. All yours, man.
Cowboy moved up on the guard and with his knife made short and silent work of him. In front of them was a pile of debris and a burn barrel to keep the next sentry warm. Tank squeezed off a suppressed headshot, and the guy went down. After crawling through the mud and rain puddles, they made their way into the main part of the city, and Kid said,
Tangos on the building surrounding your position, LT. 6, maybe more inside.
Cowboy, Tank, and Echo had moved around the building to the back door.
Copy that. They're going to know we're coming. We need to get inside ASAP. Cowboy? Roger, LT. Are you in position in the back? Affirmative. Ready for assault. Go on my mark.
There was silence for a moment. Then Ruckus said,
Kid, take them out. Cowboy breach. Get me Bakil. Alive.
As soon as Kid started firing, they back-kicked the door. Tank tossed in a smoke bomb, and as the explosion went off, Cowboy smoked everyone left standing in the room. They made for the stairs as soon as the room was clear, took out 2 armed guys at the top of the stairs, and continued down the hall. Outside, Kid sniping had grown silent.
Moving, LT said. Cowboy, stand by,
Cowboy said, as they breached another door and took out the 2 guards. Recognizing Bakil, he wasn't about to be taken. When he raised his arm to fire, Tank gave the apprehend signal, and Echo was on him so fast he never had a chance to discharge his weapon. Faced with the dog hanging on his arm in a vicious bite, his jaw locked, Bakil screamed, I surrender! Get him off me! Tank covered him while Cowboy kicked the weapon away.
Target secured,
he said over the mic. Challenged with a growling threat of Echo, Bakil soon spilled the beans that the hostages were being kept at an Abu Haraya safe house deep in Isabela City, close to